Hello everybody, welcome back to Same Spirit Gaming. My name is Matt.
And I'm Jordan.
And we are back with more Ori and the Blind Forest.
Woo!
Let's see how well I remember the combat and all that. Okay, well, still can't open that door. Or get through that. Well, maybe I can get through that thing. How do I do it, though? Oh, there we go. Just had to hold X to charge a little bit.
Nice.
Okay, so a little bit of a landing spot there. Ow.
Who's that?
Health pickup, I guess.
Okay.
Ow. Losing health to gain health. Oh well. Well. Now I can jump across here? Yeah. I do not think I want to try going up that way to the right. Because there's just a bunch of thorns there. And I don't have any, like, you know, flying or levitation powers or anything like... Oh, hold on.
How do you do that? Oh! I guess that answers my question.
A new path. Ow. Oh, right, because before I was just dropping down here and basically falling to my death in the thorns. Alright, curiosity as usual gets the better of me. Makes me wonder what's over here to the left, since that seems to otherwise kind of be a dead end. Found an energy cell! You can now collect and use more energy!
And use it to save your game. It's still so weird that that's like a skill that you have to manage.
Yeah.
Saving your game. So, what have you been up to lately?
I imagine you mean besides work.
Yes.
Uh, forget if I mentioned, but like, for a couple of weeks, I didn't really end up going to visit my family like I normally would, because they were sick.
Okay. Yeah.
Normally I go visit them on Sundays just to, well, to visit them and to, you know, do my laundry there, because, like, then I don't have to pay for it. It's just, you know.
Yeah. And they don't mind, so...
But, this past Sunday, as of recording anyway, we sort of celebrated my little sister's birthday.
Nice. Nice, nice. How was it?
It was nice. It was just sort of a simple thing. Wasn't a birthday that most people would consider a super big deal. Although I guess she's officially no longer a teenager, so there's that.
That's pretty big. The big 2-0. Well, cool.
But yeah, aside from that, can't say there's really been a whole lot going on for me. Outside of work.
Yeah.
Well, feel free to talk about what you've been up to. But after that, I did have a thought for something we could at least briefly talk about.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, basically, I've been messing around with AI a little bit more. I get in and out of that. But, I've been messing around with, like, local LLMs. And once you kind of start messing around with them, you see how all of these systems like work together for the, you know, public ones that Microsoft uses and all that kind of stuff. And they actually use layered agents. So like when you send a prompt to Copilot or ChatGPT or whatever, it gets sent to an initial agent that figures out what you're asking about, and then it'll take your prompt and send it to a specialized agent and say, hey, this is what the user is asking for, do that. Whether it's like, so like they'll have like a coding one. So if you ask a coding question, the initial one will be like, okay, we need to use the coding one. Let's go talk to that one. Or, oh, he's asking about news. Let's open the internet and get that one working on it. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Something scary that I read recently was they did a study into like the capabilities of AI right now and what jobs could kind of be replaced, and software engineering and like coding and stuff. They said 75% of those jobs could be like pretty much eliminated or automated. So that's my work. That's a little nerve-wracking that a bunch of us could. I mean, that's the claim. Like, who knows how real it is and how long it would take for companies to actually do it, but just the fact that that's a possibility is kind of nerve-wracking. And of course, like, customer service jobs are also at risk, and like data entry and stuff like that. Yeah, the world is changing. That's all I got. Sorry, you had something else you wanted to bring up.
Not a big deal. Not a particular rush to talk about this necessarily. But just also another sort of like, well, as we're recording this, apparently, I guess I'll preface this by saying, you know how we've talked a little bit, maybe it's been a minute, figuratively, but we've talked some about Slay the Spire, and apparently Slay the Spire 2 is now in early access.
Oh, okay. I think I saw that in your Discord. You guys were talking about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy it?
Yes, and that's where I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually going to do that.
Yeah. Do you know if it's been, like, received well so far?
I mean, the review score that I saw on Steam, which is the only place you can get to it right now, what I saw on Steam said it was, I forget if it said very positive or overwhelmingly positive, but one of those two, so yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad. That was a fun game, yeah.
Well, and apparently Slay the Spire 2 has, or at least will have, multiplayer?
Oh, interesting.
So
That's very interesting.
the thing is, my thought was, I don't want to pay $25. A, while it's in early access, and B, you know, with Steam as the platform I get it on, because, like, I'm not primarily a PC gamer.
Yeah. I get you.
And, like, especially if it comes out later, like, cross-platform or whatever, I don't want to pay $25 for it now just to pay money for it again later.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wish it did come out on console, too.
But again, this is just early access.
Yeah. I wonder if you could... Okay, no, you said it's only on Steam. Because sometimes they have PC games that you can buy in the Xbox app, and then if it ever transferred over, maybe you could. But yeah, I don't know if that would actually work.
I wonder if that's a situation where it would be beneficial for... ouch. Jeez. Really? That thing freaking one-shot me. Anyway. Apparently Xbox is working on a new console that will also, like, kind of do PC stuff.
That's right. Project Helix.
That's what they're calling it.
I guess we haven't talked about it, but I do not like the new CEO of Xbox that they got, and I don't think I haven't heard anybody be like, yeah, awesome, I really like her. I don't think she was a good choice because, like, for one thing, her experience does not line up at all with any gaming or Xbox or anything. They obviously made her a fake Xbox account to kind of like be like, oh yeah, I'm a gamer, but like it's demonstrably a fake account, and she's super into like AI stuff. So I am worried that we'll get a lot of low quality games. They're going for quantity, but I think they're going to be low quality. There's a lot of red flags. That's all I'm trying to say. And additionally, I think Project Helix might be the end of the Xbox console as we know it. I could be wrong, but I think what it's going to be is it's going to be more of a cloud-centric device. So instead of having a ton of GPU power and stuff locally, they are going to encourage you to use the cloud play feature. That's what they've been moving towards for a long time. And the name also kind of implies this, in my opinion. Project Helix. Helix is... and if you look at the icon, it kind of has a DNA, like, aesthetic. So it's kind of like, oh, we're changing the DNA of consoles. We're changing how they function and da-da-da-da. So it is not going to be a next generation. And they probably won't even use that term because next generation implies like an iteration, like, better CPU, GPU, da-da-da-da. And this is all, like, by the way, this is all just my conjecture, in my opinion. And then you also have the super high price of memory and, components in general. So if you make a console that doesn't use those expensive components, you could sell it for cheaper too. I don't know. This is just... looking at it from like a point of view of a non-gamer and a business person, that would be they see the dollar signs in their eyes and and think they can spin it as revolutionary. But I don't think it's good for gaming. That's kind of my point.
Yeah, well, I mean, rumor was that, you know, companies were likely going to move in that direction anyway.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but it seems like PlayStation didn't, because they have all the, like, AI frames and, you know, AI chips on our console, and Switch is in its whole other world.
Yeah.
It's not worried about any of that stuff.
See, I do think with Nintendo, since they started as and have always been a game company, that they're not so technology focused that they'll likely ever drift away from, you know, making game consoles.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That is good, at least. Yeah. It's all... I don't know. I don't understand why they picked her. She came out of nowhere. And it's very... It'll be interesting to watch, for sure. It just sucks, like, for me, because I'm worried about the future of Xbox. Like, you and me are so invested in the Xbox ecosystem that it's like, no matter what happens, we're kind of here for the ride.
Yeah, meanwhile, PlayStation is talking about maybe going back on its, like, lack of exclusivity, so I hear.
Okay, I didn't hear that. That's interesting.
Like, it was thinking, alright, we're gonna do less exclusives, go cross-platform more, so that the fans of our games who just happen to have different consoles can still enjoy the games. But now it's like people are coming up and saying, oh, but the console sales. Meanwhile, I don't think... Are the plans for a PlayStation 6 even that solid as of yet?
I have not heard anything, but I'm not quite as in the loop with a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, I'm not sure.
I cannot figure out for the life of me how I'm supposed to get there. Because, like, it would seem like I should go up from here to do that. But,
Yeah.
like, I can't get over to that side to get up any further. And I can't seem to jump up onto that either. I even tried putting the freaking stone there. I could try it again, but... Actually, while I'm at it. So there are save points like this throughout the game.
Yeah.
That you don't need to use your own energy stuff for.
Okay. That's nice.
Okay, stone is in place. But it's like the act of flipping up onto the upper platform there, or whatever. It's like it just doesn't want to... Yeah, doesn't want to let me do the thing. So now I'm wondering if I'm actually in a spot where I'm sort of forced to grind for levels,
Yeah.
so that I can get more movement abilities.
Right.
I don't know. But while I figure it out...
Maybe it's time for the passage of the day.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of do a two-parter. Dun dun dun. And this is from Galatians chapter 5. me see here. So I'm back and forth on what I want to talk about, but I think for now I'll do 13 through 15. So Galatians 5, 13 through 15. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. For the entire law is fulfilled in keeping this one command: love your neighbor as yourself. If you bite and devour each other, watch out, or you will be destroyed by each other. So obviously, really big free will supporting verse right there. Like specifically saying, you know, you have freedom. Do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh, aka sin, but humbly serve one another. And I was at church and we had a big discussion, actually just about this, about the law. And I think there was a little bit of confusion because we weren't talking about this specific passage, but people were confused about what the law is and what, because like my pastor asked like, is the law good? Because like, I think it says something like your freedom from the law at some point in there. But anyway, and then one guy was just talking about how the laws of Leviticus kind of set the foundation and they're good and we should look to them and all this stuff. But I kind of brought up that those laws created a kind of a point system that the Pharisees abused and used to try to lift themselves above other people, and it became a huge detriment to the community and it pushed people away. And Jesus even said to these guys, like, you are holding the key to knowledge to yourselves and keeping it from other people because of what, like, basically what you're doing. And so, yeah, we don't need to look at I feel like, for one thing, those laws back from the Old Testament, everybody was kind of like savages and barbarians. So a lot of those laws were set out because you need to figure out how to be a functioning society, because there weren't a lot of actual, like, quasi-healthy civilizations back then. It was a lot of just savagery. And so those laws are laying out how the Jewish people should even work together. But then fast forward to Jesus' time, everybody's more civilized. There are their own laws and courts and things like that. And so it's time, hey everybody, it's time to grow up. And let's focus on serving one another and loving one another. And the point of the laws before were to fulfill that. And so, yeah, I didn't say all of that in the in the discussion, but I was basically, I said, you know, Jesus told us the law is summed up in love your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. And that is the law now. That's what you should focus on. And, like, in my opinion, those two laws are hard enough. I don't need like over 600 others to keep track of. Those two I fail at every day, and like, yeah, that's hard enough for me.
Yeah. And again, like, all those other laws can basically be summed up by the two. Like,
Yep.
the intentions of those 600 and some laws. Pretty much, like, you're gonna fulfill most of them
Yeah,
just by loving God and loving your neighbor.
exactly. Oh, did you commit murder? Well, you weren't loving your neighbors yourself. Were you lying? Well, you weren't loving your neighbors yourself. Did you commit adultery? You weren't. It's like you're saying. It's very clearly summed up. It's not meant to be used as a like to prop yourself up with pride or something. This seems really hard. This part you're doing.
Yeah, and I have no clue how I'm supposed to... Okay, well... I take one hit from that thing and I'm dead. Why are there so many enemies just one-shotting me in this area?
Yeah.
At least that one doesn't. But still, every time I die now, I go back to the last spot that I saved and lose all of the experience and anything like that I get. Really? Can't even get rid of the one enemy on the side with that. Okay, well. Okay, goodbye to you. Ow. And now you're back. And that's another thing. It just kind of like endlessly respawns.
Yeah.
Totally thought I got hit there for a second. Alright. I'm just gonna keep moving this way for now. Now, what I was trying to do before, that seems like maybe it won't work. I was gonna try to get that thing to go all the way over to that, you know, glowing green spot there.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's not gonna work. Alright, I'm just gonna keep moving then. Please tell me I can, like, break through this. No? What the heck?
Just what the heck is going on here?
How am I supposed to progress when you put so many things in my way that I can't get to or through?
Just through.
Well, I guess I can work on figuring that out next time.
That's good.
So, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Subscribe so you don't miss any future videos of ours.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed.
Yep. We'll be back in a few days with more Ori and the Blind Forest. Meanwhile, Jordan's playing through Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
So yeah, plenty of stuff
Don't
to look
miss it.
forward to. And of course, there's always more Bible study and other discussions on things.
Yeah. Definitely.
But anyway, until the next time we see ya, goodbye everybody.
Goodbye.